Hello, hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with DVD. How you doing? And all I want to this is going to be my episode recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 7, Episode 1, Arrested Redevelopment. And we're going to see why this episode is named Arrested Redevelopment. They should have just taken the RE and re off and just named it Arrested Development. However, we can't make the other executive producer mad. And when I say other executive producer, I ain't talking about Carlos and Melody, okay? So, the episode opens up and we're talking about the arrest. I'm just going to get right into it. The episode was good to me. I am going off of the dome. I did not take one note. This is for the insomnia gang. The insomnia gang. The insomnia gang. Not gang. Gang. Do you see how it is when you have insomnia? You have all this energy in your head, but the words in your head don't come out like they come out when you are collectively in your right mind. But I decided to go ahead and do the episode while my insomnia kicked in. Therefore, I can do other recaps later on in the day. Now, back to the episode. So, opens up with simultaneous scenes. We have Marlboro Merlin and her big-headed peanut head son. And Melody is talking to Marcus. And Marcus said, well, I made you some biscuits, sis. I made you some bacon. I made you some breakfast. And she comes down in her little cute little blue jean outfit. And he's asking her what is going on. And she gives him her best version of what has happened. And then in the other scene, we have a cheerleader. We have cheerleader Methal Marlene. Baby, this is how cheerleading work, right? You can go to bring it for your best example of cheerleading, right? Because the Toros were a losing, horrible football team, but the cheerleaders acted as if they were the best team in the world. And what do we have here? We have a loser son. And Marlene, the 6-pack-a-day smoker, is allegedly, I'm going by the voice, is telling Martell, you're a good man, son. I just want you to know that you made some mistakes. That's all. You was a good boy. Why is that woman doing this to you? You don't do things like that to her. Stop right there. Stop right there. Your son is damn near a evil genius maniac. And this is what I don't understand about men who exhibit these types of behaviors. How in the world does society allow this foolishness to continue? We are seeing a man who is coming unraveled. What is the mistake that your son made, Marlboro Mo? What was the mistake? You don't talk about the mistake. This man completely destroyed his family. Are you forgetting that he had many opportunities to make things right with his wife? Listen, Menthol Mo, we don't stay in situations like this anymore. The problem is when a woman is involved with a man like your peanut-headed ass son, and we decide to leave, he is exhibiting the signs of a man that's not moving on. He is stuck, arrested in his development. Ma'am, you're the problem. You're the problem. And you need to sit your small wig having long face ass in a meeting or therapy with your big headed, peanut headed son, because what you are doing is destroying him. When you are pouring into an individual that exhibit these types of behaviors, you are destroying him. You are destroying him mentally and emotionally. You are the problem, ma'am. And now we can see back to Marcus and Melody. Isn't that something? Even though Marcus and Melody were not even raised in the same home, was that a thing between Miss Van and Marcus and Melody's father, that they would name her M names too? Oh, so we have Marcus, Melody, but boy, these M names, Marcus, Melody, the children, all the M children, and now we have a Maverick. But here we go. So she says, well, it could have been many, many times that I had him arrested. I had taken that information to the magistrate a long time ago, and I was like, when they gonna pick his ass up? There you go, right there. As I tweeted, and I continued to tweet tonight, I made about 6 tweets in a row. Well, last night. Remember, we in the wee hours of the morning. I got the insomnia. But anyway, so as I tweeted many, many times last night, we don't get an announcement when we are about to be served. Raise your hand. Please let me know in the comments. Has anybody ever told you they were about to serve you? Anybody? Has anybody ever came up to you and said, hey girl, you got a warrant out for your arrest, boo. We're going to let you know when it's going to happen. Then in confessionals, she said, it's been so many times when I thought that I would be able to divorce this man amicably. I tried. I wanted a cordial separation so we could raise our babies. Now let's remember, Melody does not receive child support, alimony, and they have joint custody. Now, when Motel Hotel says that he's a winner, in that area he is, because he definitely should be paying child support. Child support is not based on how much money the mother makes. It is not. It is based on how much the father makes. So if Motel Hotel is receiving the maximum amount of funds from his job on the show, then he should be paying the amount minus 20% of his income. And you're talking to a person who has received child support and is former social worker and psychology major. So I got all these 3 things that I can contribute to this case professionally. Still my opinion. Everything is alleged. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Back to Marlboro Mo. she continues to big him up, right? So she says, well, after she tells him he's a good man, he don't bother nobody. You know what, son? I was right there. When I tell you that I got in my car as fast as I could. When I found out that these kids were there. You see how they paint the picture? To show you that the kids were in Martell's possession at that moment. See, this is how the women become endeared to a demented narcissist, in my opinion. Because this man deserves no empathy, sympathy, because we're not in his shoes, ladies. Ladies who are calling Melody vengeful and vindictive, we are not in his shoes. We are not the black man. We are in her shoes. And the amount of women who don't see that, that goes to show you that there is a divide, not amongst black men and black women, but a divide amongst men and women. Because this society continuously becomes patriarchal in these type of situations. No, take out the patriarchy, right? Take out the we have to celebrate men. This man deserves no celebration. Now, initially, she said that he was just like his father. Whoa, maybe I'm just like my mother. Oh, well, she's never satisfied. But anyway, then it breaks down to after the divorce, she will always be my dog Lamh. Then it breaks down to they have a meeting and Melody says to his mother, because she was out there talking bad about Melody as she did in this episode. So she talked to her and that means, my mama don't get involved in this mess. She stays out of it. Well, Melody, you will always be my dog Lamh. Right? A bunch of bullshit. Now, I know she ain't had my son arrested because my son just sent her a text message. No one can say text message on this show. And we'll see that in the future. I just know it. Have my son arrested. It's just a text message. Well, did your son tell you what the text message said? So in confessional, he said, it was just a text message. And the text message, and the producer says, did the text message have a picture attached? See, because when they showed it in that bubble, what pissed me off, Android user over here, nothing wrong with that man having an Android phone, because then we show y'all how Androids work better in their clips. Then we show y'all just spending extra money to get poor quality service over there with them Apple phone. Neither here nor there. I just threw that out there because everybody is dragging him for having that green bubble. I got one. And the quality of my phone runs circles. And I got one of the lowest grade Android phone. Runs circles around and iPhone user phones. I seen it in the person. How my phone getting reception and iPhone tapping into every damn app you can find trying to get a signal. That's neither here nor there. Back to him in the confession. Well, yeah, I will. The iPhone, my I got talking about the iPhone, but anyway, yeah. Well, the message did I have a picture there? Well, what was in the picture, Motel? being left out in his favor. What the follow-up question should have been was, what was the attachment? Now, this message is clearly, the message alone was harassment. Leave me alone or I will do this to you. Quid pro quo. Okay? Now, let me tell you what the conversation between Melody and Martell should be like. Hey, Mel, I'm in town today. I know it's your week, but is there any way possible that I may be able to have the kids today? Because my mom is having a party, and my mama's party just so happened to be on your time. Melody. Oh, Martell, you know what? Since you asked me that so nicely, I think I will, break our agreement and let you go ahead and have the kid. And that's where it should end. It shouldn't be anything about I cheated, you cheated, you were just as bad as I was in the marriage. None of that should be brought up by either of them. No threatening messages. No, I'll do this to you if you don't stop doing this, because this lady has fans. You can't handle the fans, but you can't put that on her. How they react to you, Peanut. You can't. Now, I do agree that some of Mel's fans get way out of control, way out of hand. However, at the same time, that is between her and her fans. That has absolutely nothing to do with you, Peanut. Your problem wasn't even with her fans. Your problem is with a woman who got the audacity and the vagina. Notice I did not say balls because they are weak. Got up enough gumption and walked out on your peanut-headed ass, and you expected her to stay. Women who calling her vindictive. He expected her to stay in a situation where she was not happy and being totally disrespected and mistreated. And I don't care what anyone says, whether she stayed with him just because the fuck she was on TV or not, or whether she left only due to the simple fact that she was on TV. She left that motherfucker. And that's what counts. She left. She got tired of the abuse. Because whether you believe it or not, Miss Mo, Marlboro Mo, Menthol Mo, when a woman is being cheated on repeatedly, especially with a trout mouth, do anything. Take it from the back, take it from the front, take it in the middle, in between her toes and in her ears. She is putting that woman's life in danger. Knocking out Mel's pH and whatnot. Because what he does not know, and only what trout mouth had braces in her on her teeth for 100 years has told him, is that she was loyal to him. 9 out of 10 times, and I expect this. Why would a woman be loyal to a married man? The same thing she was doing to you, slobbing on your knob like corn on the cob and treating you like a king, she probably was doing to someone else. Therefore, bringing whatever you had in between your teeth and in your butt to your wife. Okay, that's how that works. That's why when you get into a marriage in America, it is illegal to have other wives. Now, I'm not judging the societies that want to do the polyamorous thing. As long as y'all clean. That's how I look at it. It ain't for me to judge. But this particular marriage right here is based on Christianity and Christian values. And these two Christians that got into that agreement agreed to stay loyal to each other. Okay? Moving right along. Now, I know I might have missed some of the things that Mel and Marcus talked about. I hit on what I needed to hit on. Okay? Y'all get the picture. But I really wanted to dissect the conversation between menthol mo and peanut. Move right along. So what we have here, we have Stormy and Neil. And this is where we get into the mess, right? Now, I see Stormy's role in the show from this point forward. I guess she's going to be the charade of the show, the bone carrying, bone collector. But this does not bode well for you, Stormy, because for the simple fact, you see how I'm getting on Stormy? See, this is all fair. Get on to people show over here on Reality with DVD. This is not going to bode well for you for the simple fact that people don't like you because you have actually turned your back on the person who brought you on the show, and y'all profess to be friends when she brought you on the show. Now, I know a lot of times people bring people on the show because, they need to bring somebody to the show and have somebody to be their friend. However, the way you and Mel connected, it did not seem to me that the friendship between you all, even though new, wasn't all the way genuine. I think things took a turn when your mother got involved, and that was the problem. Your mother pulled a LATISHA mama on Mel, and that was wrong because she had no business, zero business, talking to Mel about what she did on her show. And yes, we all do call it Mel's show because even though Carlos changed the whole concept, the concept was originated over there in the mind of Melody Cherie Rogers. Okay, moving right along. Back to the scene. So now I'm going to give a shout out to Stormy for looking as good as she wanted to look, right? So she comes in with the mess and she asks Neil, what you hear about the text message? Do you hear that Motel was arrested because of a text message? Oh no, I hadn't talked to Mel. So you know what's going on. And your acting skills are poor. I said poor. Because I'm also from a sip, so I can ride Storm until the damn wheels fall off. Okay? So they have a conversation back and forth. And then, so Stormy, being the bone collector that she is, she says, so what do you think? Not saying anything herself. She's pulling everything out of Neil. And this is what I hate about conversations between a bone collector and a person that's giving in the sink. Because Stormy has not given anything in the sink. It's all on Neil. So she's choosing her words very careful, right? So Neil said, arrested. He was arrested over some text message. Oh my God. Not the black man. Black man, black man, black man. We have to protect the black man. Now, what I'm gonna say, Newport Neil, like she poked, if Marlboro Mo over there smoking 6 packs a day, she smoked 8. And so she goes, well, in confession, well, I don't agree with Mel having Martell arrested, especially being he's a good black man, Savannah. Good black man? She didn't say all that, but that's what the implication was. Guys, listen to me if you ever see this video. Come on in, subscribe. It's good over here. And you're talking to someone who has, again, dealt with these situations. As someone who has dealt with these situations, It is not ever good to express your opinion in a way that you are supporting deviancy. Let me repeat that again. It is never good. I don't care about millimeters at this point. I don't care about the nail bells. I don't care about the show. It is never good to act like you support delinquency and deviancy. I said deviancy, but they both running that together. Running cousins, okay? It does not look good for you as a new cast member who probably the millimeters fought for you to be on the show. But if you go back and look, because I got a whole playlist. If you go back and look at my playlist, me being a fair person and looking at it from my perspective, I never supported Nell in her position with Lexi. Yes, I said Lexi was bitter and jealous and looked at Nell as the evil stepmama. But I said Nell got some shit with her too. And I said, this often happens when a woman brings a child into the relationship and a man brings a child into the relationship. The child is also always going to feel neglected because when a couple gets married, as Chris did, and left his wife, Lexi's mother, for Nell, what happens in that situation? There's going to be resentment. It is not avoidable. They should have gone to therapy when Lexi was small. So, like I said, Nell has never been just, my favorite vanilla latte, which is my favorite coffee, or my favorite frappe. Once I saw that scene with Lexi, and then subsequently hearing Lexi's interview. Okay? So I realized that, there's a lot of layers there. And it needs to be unfolded in therapy. Not on this show, because this show is definitely not therapeutic. So, she goes on to say, well, especially being that he's an African-American man. Oh, here we go. What does that do? What does that do in the patriarchy? In the black male patriarchy? We have got to stop coddling these black men. Yes, protect them when they are innocent. But they should do the same thing to us. If you look on the front lines, since slavery, it has been the woman, the black woman, who has put her life on the line to protect the black man. And we did not receive the same. Look in the history books. Study them carefully. Study during slavery who was on the front lines with Nat Turner during the revolt. Many women, many house slave women protected him during the revolt. During segregation, look at the number of women on the front line with lines with Martin Luther King and other civil rights leaders. Look, check it out. Check it out. The fear that was instilled in the black man to protect his family. Because what you should have been doing was not us putting our lives on the line for you. It should have definitely been the other way around. I think about that story every time when my grandmother stood up to the person who they sharecroped for during Christmas, and he expected them to pluck chicken. It was not my grandfather who stood up to him and said, no, my family will not be plucking chickens today. It was my grandmother. And that made me see right there how the system that the black man so wanted to emulate was geared towards the black woman. And now we are getting blamed for being independent. Foolishness. When all we did was wipe your asses and coddle you during all of these periods, during this building of or the building of this country. What we need to do is study a history book. Look at the pictures, look at the photos. Go back and look at the documentary that my mother introduced us to, Eyes on the Prize. Look at how May Mathieu put herself in front of thousands of Caucasian Mississippians during segregation in Emmett Till's trial. Look who was there. Her mother. These are all women. And even though her great uncle Mose said, take me instead, this was him coddling the Caucasian sensitivity and saying, take me instead, but feared his life so much that he moved to Chicago. He did not stay in Mississippi. He spent the rest of his days in Chicago. It should not have been a situation where this man had to move his family to Chicago. But because the black man has been made to feel, because of these situations, has been made to feel like they're less than a man to the patriarch, the white patriarchy. We as black women have turned them into fucking infants. So Nell and Marlboro Mo are the same person, in my opinion. That's why look Chris the way he is. I see it now. Very visible. But we have got to get out of this, people. As black women, as black men, we have got to get out of the stages of coddling these men when they do something wrong. Destiny went on Dustin's show. Did the same thing. Well, you know what? In my opinion, Mel and Martell are the same person. Say what now, bitch? See, that's why nobody like you. Right there. Stuff like that. Now, I have said it before. Now, I go back to LeBerry. But let's not even go back to LeBerry. Let's use her situation with Sonny and Moses. Girl, you would have had the protection of your fans and the fans of this show had you been empathetic with the other woman that's going through the same thing that you are. Excuse me. Aren't you accusing Sonny of coming in and stealing your man? But no, you get mad at the relationship between Mel and LeBerry. But Melody has been a true Scorpio. Let me tell you this. That's what she's doing. She's looking at it like, yeah, I can befriend him. Look at her. Supposed to be my friend and over there hanging with the enemy. Kicking in it with Motel, Hotel. And I don't give two solitary if she knew Motel first. The point is, this man repeatedly cheated on her. And you don't have any ability to find a way to have solidarity with Mel and then still be friends with Motel if that's what you choose to do. But Mel is the type of person that said, look, if you're going to be his friend, you can do that. I'm just not going to be your friend. And it was nothing wrong with her decision to do so. Nothing at all. Look at how these women are saying that Mel is in the wrong on the show. She's not vindictive. She's not bitter. Well, she may be a little bitter. I take that back. But that's not the issue. You can be as bitter as you want to do if you get treated like she will. I'm just saying. But at the same time, my point is, what is wrong with her taking up arms and doing what she's supposed to do? The lady has a fortress full of security. Don't think that Martell, when it came over to her house and confronted her. And I'm not saying he would have done it in a violent manner. I don't know. You don't know what he'll do. Because like I said, he is unraveling and coming apart at the seams, and you can see it. He has no ability to reason. Every time he is confronted in the kindest way, most kindest is not a word, but in the kindest way and most compassionate way with these women, he attacks. And that includes you, Destiny Roll Neck Payne. Is that her name? Payne? Shit, I forgot the lady name. Something like that. But anyway, I got on my soapbox. Back to the scene with Stormy and Nell. And then she also brings up Kiki. Now, all the millimeters are celebrating Mel leaving Kiki alone. And she talked about, well, she talking to a blogger. Oh, yeah, she been talking to the blog. And she said she released scenes about the show. Everybody on that show has. None of them have the correct PR training in order to keep secrets about that show. None of them. And I told you before, and I said again, I agree with Kiki because, like I said, and this is my thoughts, and this is what I feel from watching the show. Melanie did plant the seed in her head to want to go to Houston. The lady had no idea that they were going to Houston until Melody told her. And you should ask Nell. You should ask Nell. And everybody's celebrating because she's not on the show. Kiki, to me, was a Kiki. And it should have been, and wasn't done right, and I blame Carlos for this. That should have been a teachable moment about her coming out her addiction. And I feel that she is clean. And it was just too many people out there that didn't agree with her being clean. And Stormy was one of those persons that supported her. But now that Stormy is all over there with old Anthony Lofties, who started all this mess, in my opinion. She is coming on the show saying that, Kiki was the problem and she let our secret. Y'all have. Because it was you, Stormy, I believe, who told about the fight that was coming up at the Destiny daycare, hair care place, or whatever it was. That was you and your mama in that G-Wagon riding down the street telling secrets. All I know is it was a fight. It was a fight. And sometimes they make up and they break up and they get back together. And they not friends no more, sunshine. Yeah, that was you. We wouldn't have known about the fight between Marceau and Motel Hotel if it wasn't for you. You told when I've never seen a woman fight before, an old lady try to get at somebody and then go back to cooking at the food truck. That was you, sis. Yeah. So everybody on this show has let out secrets about the show. Because the show plays out before it is ever aired on social media. So we can't blame anybody for that. But anyway, the point is I like Kiki. I like Kiki. And I'm not gonna change that. I'm not gonna fall back off that. I like who I like. Just like I support Stormy and her products. But I'm not gonna hold her up for wrong when she's talking about Kiki in this scene. And not Neil. Well, she was always Kiki cheerleader. So what? And you did indeed tell her that she could come on the trip. Newport now. Moving right along. So we get to scene with Destiny. Oh, this damn video is way longer than it should be. But I'm throwing in my commentary. Very useful, by the way. So then we have Destiny and LATISHA. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. This is boring as usual. These people have no chemistry, and I feel like they were brought together due to the simple fact that, you know, we got to get Destiny friends with some of the women on here. Because, well, no, Destiny didn't alienate anybody. Not Destiny. Now, it's one thing about Destiny that I definitely do not like. She's not going to take accountability for anything. She's not going to say, well, maybe I did at some point backstab the hell out of Mel. Maybe I did approach this differently than I should have. Maybe I did get with bad talking LATISHA, copy and paste Tisha, and say that Mel was a Scorpio and the implications behind it. Mel didn't have to hear anything else. What don't you people get? She didn't have to hear anything else. As a Scorpio, I know what the implication was. And everybody knows what the implication is about Scorpio. You're trying to say that the woman had a high stakes drive, therefore she probably was cheating on Motel. She didn't have to hear anything else. Everybody, well, Mel won't tell what they actually said. I don't believe she said anything about it. Yeah, you did. If I'm a Scorpio myself, if I'm walking by a room and I hear someone say, well, you know, Diva D's a Scorpio, right? So, you know, and we're talking about cheating in the scene before. I'm just going to use deductive reasoning because we all were taught how to do that by first grade, right? I'm going to use deductive reasoning and say, now we were sitting here talking about cheating. We were talking about me not remembering sucking peen. So maybe, just maybe, my so-called friends are saying my sign. So since they're saying my sign in this scene, they are implying that yes, maybe I was a little hoe and slept with a whole bunch of men. Duh. Get the fuck out of here with the dumb shit. So she's over there crying and miss. Oh no. Oh, LATISHA. Now LATISHA talks about her new house, and this is the house before the house before the house. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. I don't give two solitary shits. So, oh yeah, my producer done stole my man. Tisha. Girl, I know, girl, it was wrong. Girl, she had no business being offended. Then y'all were fiending. She had no business doing that to you. Now I am afraid for my toe. Girl, missing top row. You don't have to be afraid for Marceau and the, you know, and the producers. Girl, you have to be afraid for Marceau and everybody. Because let me tell you this, if you don't know it, your man, in my opinion, has a huge crush on your enemy. Missing top row, he likes that powerfulness in Melody. He likes to keep you over there making miles, sis. But that's not what he really wants in a woman. He wants a woman that's going to go out there and get it, baby. But because you are making mild and don't have a voice, he don't respect you. He don't respect you. Respect, not respect. He don't respect you. Move right along. So, like I said, it wasn't much to that. Foolishness. She over there crying about Moses and Sonny done her wrong. And they did. No, I'm just joking. I'm on Destiny's side with that. That's clear. I mean, I've said it before. I mean, that was a snake move, but I can't just even really get with her like I want to get with her because of the way she's siding with Motel, even in his wrong, saying that Motel and Melody are the same person. Foolishness. Like I said, Mel has her things. She has her little irks and quirks like everybody else. But to say that they're the same, show me a picture that Mel sent to him with the threat behind it. Because whether we believe it or not, revenge porn is a federal offense. And like I said on Twitter, my cousin is going through it right now with her ex-husband. So I'm personally invested. And I know he got his black ass up on social media and said what he was going to do. And she still had to have protection. Same with Motel Hotel. And his mama did the same thing Menthol Mose did, which was coddle her son. Didn't say anything was wrong with her son, implying that he was about to release a X tape that she and him had done within the marriage. Same situation. And people told my cousin she had no business going to the law. She had every freaking right to go to the law. Because it's illegal. Non-violent crimes turn into violent ones. Have we learned anything about watching these shows on the ID channel? God damn. Back to the raindrop millimeter event. Okay, so we at the event. And Carlos, now mind you, Carlos had called me earlier. Man, like he was checking on her to see if she was okay. So Carlos is at the event, right? And so he says, well, I just want y'all to know that those are lies and Motel Hotel. We are not actors. He is harming the show. So he said that in front of millimeters and the raindrops, but he couldn't tell Motel Hotel that. Like I said on Twitter, there was a light, tap, spank on the hand. Then he asked Mel, so the hook and the curve didn't never get you the orgasm. And she says, well, I wouldn't know one until I ever had one. So I was married when I was 22. So pretty much that was all I knew. The hook and the curve and whatnot. But until you get an orgasm, then you don't know what it's like. Shout out to Mel for admitting she didn't have orgasm in the marriage, and we still having this argument that she had 4 kids with a man she never had orgasm with. It's possible, people. Every vagina is not the same. Every hook and a curve is not the same, and women have a harder time achieving vaginal orgasm. But do we need to sit back in a damn biology class somewhere and learn the sensitivity of the vagina? Because the human vagina is not sensitive during sex. You know what's sensitive? The clitoris. Education 101. So, Carlos hands up, swings mic back and forth, say, I got a hook and a curve. What are you doing with it, though? I bet that African tan you up. Because you don't look like the hook and the curve type that's used. I'm just saying, in my opinion. I said, I want to say. Then he brings out Moses and the alien. Baby, when I tell you that head is shaped up just like... Is that called the alien or was that the predator? Which one was that had the slick back locks? Alien. Alien was the one Sigourney Weaver had it out with. Then they ended up having it out with each other. She looked like the one with the locks. So I think that was the predator. So she brings them out and Mel gives her a hug and a shout out and says, ooh. I really don't care about this. I wouldn't either. I would. Now, if you don't think that the loyalty of Scorpio male wouldn't have kicked in had Destiny been loyal to her, then you're a fool. Because had she been loyal to her, Melanie wouldn't have stood on that stage with that fool. But Melanie is indeed a Scorpio. And Scorpios can hold the biggest grudges. And we don't serve revenge cold. We serve it hot and in the moment. Okay? You get what I'm saying from there? So Mel is not going to drag Sonny and Moses, the editor. She's not going to do it. And I'm going to tell you why. Like I said, revenge is not served cold with Scorpio. So, baby, it is clear she getting her get back. That's what we do. Sorry. I had an argument with a girl in the first grade, and I'd be like, where that bitch at? Still to this day. The young lady who bullied me all through school has apologized to me a million times. I'd be like, okay. We'll never be cool. Never. I said all that to say it's time for me to close. This video, like I said, is way longer than it should be. It is a pre-recorded video. Please enjoy it because it does have some gems in it. Listen to the whole video, okay? There's some entertainment moments in there as well. But I do try to give my professional opinion. You know, being casework for over 26 years. Okay? It's neither here nor there. Let's close. Please like, comment, and share my video. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces. This show was very, very sensitive. There were some sensitive topics in my video. There were some sensitive topics in the show. But please be mindful and understand that this conversation was necessary.